IEPs have dates associated with them, yearly for meetings and triannually for evaluations. Given all that, most IEPs are created and implemented the first few months of the year. For parents like you, this timing can work to your advantage if you know how to prepare. I'm Jenny Sherson, ex-special educator turned dyslexia interventionist. It wasn't so long ago that I, too, was overwhelmed by balanced literacy versus structured literacy, education speak, and everything in between. Fast forward after many, many hours of self-driven education, and you'll see I've built a thriving dyslexia practice helping students from age 6 to 18. My specialties? Working with the quote-unquote difficult, almost always 2E, student, and breaking down the complexities of dyslexia into everyday language strategies and action steps. Help! My child's annual IEP meeting is coming up in a few weeks, and I feel completely overwhelmed. There's so much to prepare, and I don't even know where to start. What should I be doing to get ready? Before we dive into today's topic, I want to make sure you know about our IEP snapshot and 12 questions to ask at your IEP meeting resources. You can find these on our website, literacyuntitled.com. I've also created a new resource to help you with this process, our 6-week IEP meeting preparation checklist. You can download it from our show notes or website. This checklist breaks down all the steps we're going to discuss today into manageable tasks. You can use it to track your progress and make sure you're not missing anything important. Don't worry if you can't check off every item. It's meant to be a flexible guide that you can adapt to your needs. Go ahead, hit pause, grab those resources, and then come back. We'll wait for you. IEP season is upon us. Have you noticed that the majority of annual IEP meetings happen between late January and March? There's actually a reason for this timing. The first few months of a school year, schools usually gather data and conduct assessments. This is followed up by eligibility and initial IEP meetings. For example, if you start the identification and IEP process in early September, your child won't get an IEP in place until Christmas. IEPs have dates associated with them, yearly for meetings and triannually for evaluations. Given all that, most IEPs are created and implemented the first few months of the year. For parents like you, this timing can work to your advantage if you know how to prepare. That's why I've created a 6-week preparation timeline to help you get ready. Now, don't panic if you're working with less than 6 weeks. This timeline can be condensed. The important thing is to be systematic in your preparation. Now, let's break this down week by week. Weeks 6 through 5, data collection and documentation. This is when you want to gather and organize all your information. Pull out your current IEP and start a progress check. Ask yourself, which goals has your child met? Which ones are they still working on? Where are they struggling? Start making notes about each goal and don't just rely on memory. Look through progress reports, report cards, and any communication you've had with teachers. Note what's working, what's not, and most importantly, where you're seeing gaps. You may want to create a simple spreadsheet to track the data you're collecting. During these 2 weeks, you're going to be your child's historian. You want to start collecting work samples, email communications, and progress reports. Look for examples that show both progress and ongoing challenges. These concrete examples can be powerful tools during your meeting. Quick tip: take photos of larger projects or artwork that demonstrate progress or challenges. Many parents create a dedicated folder on their phones just for this purpose. Weeks 4 through 3, review and research. Now it's time to dive deeper into any testing data you have. I know, all those numbers and percentiles can feel like reading a foreign language, but here's what I want you to focus on. Look for patterns. Are there areas where your child consistently struggles? Are there unexpected strengths? These insights are gold for your upcoming meeting. Look at the scores, but don't get overwhelmed by the numbers. During this time period, you want to start documenting your concerns and observations. What patterns have you noticed? What strategies seem to work well? What continues to be challenging? This is also the time to gather input from your child. Sit down with your child and have an age-appropriate conversation about school with them. What do they find helpful? What makes their school day harder? And what makes them feel successful? Their perspective matters and can provide valuable insights for the team. Remember, you're not just looking for problems, you want to note the successes too. Weeks 2 through 1, preparation and planning. These final weeks are about getting organized and preparing your input. Week 2 is your teacher check-in time. Send a friendly email to your child's teachers asking for their input before the formal meeting. Ask specific questions like, how is the current reading accommodations working in your class? This gives everyone time to think and respond thoughtfully. During this time period, you'll craft your parent concern statement. This is your chance to formally document your observations and requests. Think of this as your executive summary. Keep it clear, specific, and solution-focused. Instead of saying, reading is still hard, try something like, current reading fluency is impacting homework completion in all subjects. Remember to include both challenges and successes. I always advise starting with the positive observations first before diving into areas of concern. The final week, organization and review. Use this week to organize everything into your IEP binder. It can be a hard copy or a digital copy. I recommend having sections for current IEP and progress reports, work samples and data, communication reports, your parent concerns statement, questions you want to ask, and testing and data reports. This is also when you want to send a quick email to the team asking for a draft agenda and draft copy of the IEP. This helps you know what to expect and ensures your concerns will be addressed. Okay, a quick note about communication throughout this preparation period. Maintain open communication with your child's teachers and service providers. A quick email asking about a specific goal, like how is the fluency goal progressing, can give you valuable information and it shows you're engaged in the process. It also provides you with further documentation should you need it. Remember, this preparation isn't about creating conflict. It's about being an informed, effective advocate for your child. You're gathering information so you can participate meaningfully in the discussion and help create the best possible education plan for your child. If you're feeling overwhelmed, then honestly, who doesn't during IEP season? Focus on what matters most for your child right now. You don't need to solve everything in one meeting. Pick your top 2 to 3 concerns and prepare thoroughly for those discussions. To wrap up, effective IEP preparation isn't about creating the perfect binder or having every single data point. It's about being organized enough to advocate effectively for your child. The 6-week timeline I've shared today gives you a framework, but remember, you can adjust it to fit your needs and timeline. The most important things to remember are 1, start early if you can. 2, focus on gathering concrete examples and data. 3, keep your child's needs at the center of your preparation. 4, stay organized in a way that works for you. And 5, maintain open communication with the school team. And remember, you don't have to do this alone. If you need support during this process, reach out to other parents who've been through it, join local support groups, or consult with a professional advocate. If you have any further questions about preparing for your IEP meeting, please feel free to sneak into my inbox. I'd also love your input. What would you like to hear from me in the future? Is there a topic I haven't covered yet that you really want to learn more about? Or do you have a pressing need and you're not really sure how to handle it or move forward? Send me a DM on Instagram or drop me an email at jenny@literacyuntangled.com. That's JENNIE @literacyuntangled.com. I can't wait to hear from you. Until next time, bye-bye. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Literacy Untangled. If you loved this episode as much as I did, head on over and rate and subscribe so you never miss an episode. If you want to continue the conversation or share your takeaways, head on over to our Instagram @LiteracyUntangled and comment on your favorite part. I can't wait to hang out with you again soon. Bye!